You guys, it's D-Day. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Okay, so as you can tell, this is my first thoughts, first opinions to Yet to Come by BTS, plus their album, their anthology album, Proof. Also, I'm sorry if you hear like clicking noises throughout the recording. Those are my acrylics. So I talk with my hands. So I just want to go over Yet to Come and the album and like basically everything surrounding it and give my first thoughts and opinions. I also want to touch on some like controversies, if you could call it that, like around like this comeback, because is it really a BTS comeback if people aren't being fucking stupid? But so yeah, I just wanted to talk about this album, give my first thoughts, give my first opinions. This isn't scripted, if you couldn't really tell. I don't know how much of this I'm going to edit or if I'm going to edit it at all. I didn't want to like write down too much. So yeah, let's start with Yet to Come and the couple of new tracks that we got from BTS. So Yet to Come, I thought, okay, so originally I thought that we were gonna get something like maybe like Life Goes On. Like usually with BTS title tracks, you can tell right from the name like what type of song it's gonna be. Like with Life Goes On, I was like, yeah, this definitely isn't an upbeat title track. With Butter and Dynamite, I was like, yeah, these are definitely like high energy dance based title tracks. Like it's obviously not that hard to tell, but like you can usually tell what type of like what it's giving based on the name of the title track. So with the name Yet to Come, I was like, we're definitely not getting something dance based, so scratch that. But I thought it was gonna be like Life Goes On, and it kind of was in a way, but at the same time it wasn't. Like it was definitely more upbeat than Life Goes On. And I'm interested to see how they'll perform it on music shows. Like at the time I'm recording this, they just showed up at I think like Music Bank to record. So we'll see how that goes. I'm interested to see what it'll look like when it's performed. And I'm gonna touch on music shows later, so look forward to that. But as for the song itself, I really liked it. Like it's not one of my favorite BTS title tracks, but I thought that for what it represented, which was like this era is representing representing like the past 9 years, like closing that chapter. We're ending chapter 1 after 9 fucking years, y'all. They're nowhere near done. But you know, it's ending a chapter, and it felt like it sounded like a graduation song to me. Like if you've ever graduated high school like I have, it sounds like a song that you would hear played at graduation or like at a graduation party. That's really what it was giving me, and I liked it. Like I liked, for what it represented, I really liked that sound. Like it's, you know, closing out the past 5 years. It really feels like closure. Like that's what it really feels like to me, and I really like that. I just really like how that sound fits into this era overall. Like, you know, we're ending the past 9 years, we're moving on to bigger and better things. And I saw a lot of people saying, like, as they've been doing for like the past like 4 or 5 years, that this is a goodbye comeback, you know, they're going to enlist, like, this is their way of saying goodbye to us. Every single comeback for like the past like 4 years, people have been saying that, and it's so annoying. It's so annoying. Like, if they were going to enlist, they would tell us. Like, this is not a goodbye. Like, they literally said what it represented. Like, we're closing out the next, like, we're closing out this last chapter. We're moving on to the next thing. They said that. They straight up said that. Like, there's nothing about enlistment anywhere in there. And I honestly don't want to open up the enlistment debate again. So, let's just leave it at that. All right? Like, people have been saying this for years now, and nothing has come of it. So we're just gonna ignore those people, or at least I am, and I recommend that all of you do as well. So yeah, but that's really all I have to say about Yet to Come as a title track. I will probably have more to say about it as time goes on, like as you know, I listen to it more and more and I flesh out my opinions on it. So that's that. But as for the new tracks that we got, like, you know, the handful of new tracks that we got, Bitch, I need to talk to y'all about Run BTS. Listen, listen, listen. It's so fucking good. It's so good. Their cuntiest B-side ever. Oh my god, it's so good. I don't remember. Is it a B-side or is it like technically a title? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't really care that much. It was so fucking good. It was so good. Oh my god. Like when I heard the title of the song, I was like, okay, we're definitely getting something like Boys with Fun-ish. Like people are like, oh, this is definitely gonna be like a Boys with Fun type song. And I was hyped because I fucking love Boys with Fun. I love, love, love Boys with Fun. And this exceeded all expectations. Oh my god. Like it's a Boys with Fun-esque like type of track, but its structure really kind of reminds me of like Disease, like the way they're like kind of tossing like the lyrics back and forth. I don't know how to describe it, but like its structure reminded me more so of Disease, but like it definitely had like she took tips from her older brother Boys with Fun, all right? Like it's so good. Like I love songs like this. I love it when they release songs like this because they're so, that was so cunty of them. It was so cunty of them. And like honestly, that song alone makes up for the fact that we only got like 3 new tracks this era. So I loved it. If you don't like Run BTS, then you should go listen to it again. That's a problem with you personally and not the song itself. The song itself is perfect. If you don't like it, that's on you. So yeah, it's so good. I've been listening, like I'm trying to stream. Like I know I should be streaming. I am streaming and I'm like resisting the urge to go back and play Run BTS like 10 million times on repeat. Like it's so good. It's so fucking good. Go listen to it if you haven't already. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you probably have. But it's so good. And like I said, it honestly makes up for the fact that we got like a handful of new a handful of new songs this era. So I love it. Now on to For Youth. Now this, they got me right here, you guys, because they used the audio from, what was it, the concert in London? I don't know, somewhere in Europe from 2019. Like when people, like when they sang Young Forever, like they surprised the boys by singing Young Forever. Bro, first of all, whenever I watch like clips from that concert, I tear up. So that got me right here. And second of all, like this song, it honestly kind of reminded me of like a song that you'd hear in church. Like if you've ever been to specifically a black church before, this is the song that like the choir sings as you all are about to leave. And I really liked it. Like that sounds like an insult, but I really liked it. Like it was a very emotional, very sweet, like just very good song. Like I don't know, it just really, like it just, something about it just like really resonated with me, and I can't really describe what it was because like they've released songs like this before, obviously, but something about this song just like really just hit me. And I think it was like the beginning where they like used the audio from that concert, because like if you were an ARMY during that time, you remember the tears on the TL. Like you remember the way people were crying over that. It was serious. They were crying over it too. So yeah, I don't know, like something about that track just like really just, it just got me. It just really got to me personally. So but yeah, overall, we didn't get too many new tracks, but of the ones that we did get, I really liked them, and I'm going to go listen to them like 10 million more times. So yeah, now on to Proof. And before we talk about the album itself, I want to talk about the way people have been acting over this album. So like I mentioned, we didn't get a lot of new songs this comeback, and I was kind of disappointed, obviously. Like I always want new music from them. I wish that we had gotten more songs. But at the same time, I was seeing a lot of people be really, really nasty about Proof. Like, people were being really vile about this comeback, and it was like, I was seeing a lot of manti rhetoric circling around, and that was really bugging me. I don't know if you all saw it. Maybe it's just like the side of Twitter that I'm on. Like, I don't follow any mantis, but like the people I do follow were like calling people out who are mantis. But I just saw like a lot of people being just like really entitled about this comeback. They were like, you know, like, you're milking your fans for all they're worth. Like, you need to be releasing more music. You're just taking money from us. Blah 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 blah. Like, first of all, any money that you decide to spend on BTS is your choice. Nobody is forcing you to buy their music. Nobody is forcing you to buy their albums. Nobody's forcing you to pay them. Like, nobody's forcing you to give them any of your money. So, like, this entitlement of, like, you know, you're milking us for, like, what are you talking about? Like, be fucking for real. Like, you're not being, like, they aren't like a greedy landlord. Like, nobody's forcing you to pay them. Nobody's forcing you to give them money. So, let's calm down here. Let's settle down here, because you're already like talking out of the side of your neck. But I was seeing that, and on top of that, like, I was just seeing people act as though like we're like BTS's like managers or something, or like we're their boss, and like they owe us a certain amount of music every quarter. Like, I was seeing a lot of people complain, like, you know, you're just not releasing enough, like, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. I'm like, okay, like, I get having like some grievances or whatever, but like, you need to watch your mouth, because BTS don't work for us. Like, they're not hired by us. Like, we don't, like, any money that you spend on them is like for a particular thing. Like, if you're spending money on merch, you're paying for merch. If you're spending money on an album, you're paying for an album. You're not paying them to release music. None of us pay them to release music. If they never released another song again, they still, like, you still wouldn't be allowed to be upset about that. Like, you still wouldn't be allowed to be like entitled to the music that they make. Like, I get that people were upset that we weren't getting more songs. I was upset too, but like, BTS realistically don't owe us anything. And so to see people like being really just fucking nasty about this anthology album, like, y'all, a lot of y'all showed your true colors. Like, everybody swears up and down that they're not a manti until BTS do some shit that you disagree with, and then all of a sudden it all comes spewing out. So, but yeah, people were just being like, in general, very nasty, and like, it was really hard at some points to like be excited without seeing negativity, because I was like, okay, like, I get it, you're upset, but like, we're still getting a comeback, dog. Like, fucking chill out. We're still getting a comeback. Musters is coming, since it's like close to their anniversary. Like, we're still getting content. We're still getting content, and it's content that we didn't pay for. So, like, maybe, I don't know, like, look on the bright side, stop complaining so much. Like, we're still getting a comeback from them. I get it. People wanted more songs. So did I. But like, a lot of y'all were acting real fucking nasty. So, whatever. But now onto the actual album, and by like the actual album, I'm gonna talk more about the demos, because obviously most of the songs on here, or not most of the songs, all of the songs on here, I've already listened to. I've listened to them several times. I like them all. So I'm gonna talk about the demos, like basically only the demos. So, Boy in Love demo. I saw snippets of the bridge for the demo going around on the TL like about a month before like the comeback, and that, it was so good. It was so fucking good. Like, I'm obviously happy with the final version of Boy in Love. It's good, it's great, but like, that bridge, oh my god, like, bro, like, I wish they could have found a way to incorporate it in the final release, because that shit was so good. Go listen to it if you haven't. I'm gonna include a link to the demos, because like, they're only being released on CD technically, but people have found a way to, you know, get them online. If it doesn't work, let me know. Like, they're kind of taking down like different links pretty quickly, so I'm gonna link it. If it doesn't work, let me know. I'll try and find another one. But yeah, so Boy in Love demo, really fucking good. And also, I gotta get on Yoongi. All right, I gotta get on Yoongi because all that man does is lie. He told us, Tony Montana with Jimin, I didn't record it, I didn't do this, you're not getting it, forget about it. You're not, like, it's gone, all right? He literally released the recorded version. Oh my God, I'm so sick of him. I'm so sick of him. All he does is lie. Do you all remember back in 2020, like right before his second mixtape was released, this is like 3-4 days before the teasers dropped. He was on V Live with Namjoon, and he's like, nothing's coming, you guys. Like, don't expect anything. Nothing's being released. Like, don't get all your hopes up or whatever. And then literally 4 days later, teasers dropped. I'm so sick of him. All he does is lie. You lied about D2 and you lied about time. Like, I don't believe anything he says anymore. I can't trust that man. I can't trust him. And I'm sick of him. All right? Anything he says, like, anytime he says, like, I didn't do this, I didn't do that, I'm going to take that as conversation that he absolutely did fucking do it. Like, he's going to be like, D3 isn't in the works, you guys. And, like, meanwhile, he's recording the music video for it. But, I'm going to get on Yoongi a little bit later. But as for Tony Montana, bitch, Jimin, bro, oh my God. Like, we all heard the live version, right? We heard the live version and it was good. But this was different. This was different, yo. This was so fucking good. Like, I can't get over it. Like, I'm so mad at him that he would even lie and pretend like he didn't even record it. Because, like, you hid this gem from us. You hid this gem from us for God knows how long. Like, if I ever get my hands on Yoongi, I can't do it. This is like, it's so good that I'm mad at him. Like, I'm literally so mad that he would lie about this. But yeah, oh my God, go listen to that shit right now. It's so fucking good. Like, Tony Montana was already a great fucking track. But with Jimin, bitch, it's so good. It's so fucking good. But yeah, so enough about Tony Montana. As for some of the other demos, like, I really want them to, like, talk about these. I don't know if they will. Hopefully they will, but I'm not too sure. Like, I want them to go through and, like, talk about what caused them to, like, change some of these, because, like, some of the demos that we got are, like, kind of similar with, like, some different alterations to the song, but then some of them are completely different. Like, I Need You was very, very different from, like, the final version. So was Epiphany. Like, I was not expecting Epiphany to sound that different. And so was Seesaw. Seesaw was very, very different. And I want them to, like, kind of go through and, like, tell us, like, what happens, like, how they ended up deciding to go with, like, the final version over the original. So I hope they talk about it. I'm not too sure if they will. Like, these are technically only CD songs. Like, they weren't released on Spotify, so who knows if they'll even address them. But I would really like to hear, I'd really like to hear why they decided to go with, like, the final versions as opposed to the demos. So, and I really liked how raw all of them sounded. Like, they're definitely unedited. They didn't go in and, like, fine tune them or whatever. Like, I really like how raw they all sound. So yeah. Also, I should have said this at the beginning, but I apologize for my breathing. I am currently getting over a cold, and that's probably why my voice sounds different. But moving on to the album, like the physical album, because I kind of want to talk about that. First of all, Weverse Shop, you're next. You're next, because $15 fucking for shipping. Like, I literally ordered it last minute yesterday. I was originally planning to pre-order it sooner, but, like, I saw the $15 shipping. I was like, bitch, are you serious? Like, with the combination of, like, the cost of the album and then the shipping, it was like $80 fucking. And I was like, this something ain't right. Something's not right. But I ended up like, sucking it up and ordering it anyways, because, whatever. I don't usually buy albums, as you all know, so like this purchase kind of hurt to make. But especially since like, it has the demos on it, I really wanted to get it. Because the main turnoff for me is that like with albums, like what sort of usefulness does it provide me aside from like looking pretty and saying I bought it? But this has the demos on it, so I wanted to buy it. And I just wanted to contribute to pre-orders, so yeah. But it's supposed to be a big album. Apparently some people already got theirs. I'm fucking jealous. I'm never like a part of the crowd that gets theirs early, but people have already gotten it. They say it's really big. I'm hoping that it's like good quality. With Map of the Soul 7, the problem that I had with that is like it was a really big album, but like the quality of the material was kind of cheap. So I'm hoping like I paid $65 for this album, so I'm hoping that it's high quality. But yeah, so I just wanted to complain about the shipping, because that shipping, Weaver Shop, you got some things to explain. We have beef. So yeah, aside from that, I'm excited to get it, and I have to figure out where my CD player is, because I still have one. I think I still have one. And I'm gonna play the demos. So I already have them like queued up on my phone, obviously, but I want to listen to them on the CD. So yeah. Okay, I'm re-recording this because it got deleted somehow. But so the last thing I wanted to touch on for this video was the music shows, because there was a little bit of controversy around that. You probably saw it if you're on Twitter. If not, I don't know if it made it off Twitter. But basically, for a while now, K-ARMYs have been complaining that BTS haven't been going on music shows. BTS explained why they haven't been going on music shows, and their reasoning is very valid. Number one, idols don't get paid to go on music shows. Like, they do it of their own volition, and they also have to wake up at like the crack of dawn to do that shit. And because like during the pandemic there were no audiences there, BTS decided to stop. Like, they stopped going because they didn't want to do that shit, because like the process of getting ready for a music show was already stressful, and they weren't even going to be able to see fans there, so they decided to not do that. And despite them explaining this, like, K-ARMY still got upset. They were blaming HYBE. They were doing all this shit. Basically just, like, being really dense and, like, acting as this was, like, they were acting like as though they were being mistreated, instead of, like, this being a decision that the boys came to, like, of their own free will. So a lot of people were, like, getting ready to riot again after with this comeback, like, oh, are they gonna go on music shows or not? Like, and there were rumors that K-ARMYs might boycott the comeback. I'm not sure how true those are, but it was announced that BTS would be returning because, like, audiences are back, and people suddenly started deleting their paragraphs and shit. They were like, oh, never mind, like, we're happy now, like, thanks for sending them to music shows. And all I gotta say is that you all are fake. Y'all are fake as fuck. Because BTS explained why they didn't do that shit. And, like, people, it just wasn't good enough for people. And that really bothers me, like, that people really, like, they just continue to deny the boys their autonomy. Like, if they say they don't want to do something and they give you a reason for it, it's not your job to try and figure out, like, how you can blame HYBE. Like, they said they didn't want to do something. They gave you a very good reason for it. And they're very honest about the fact that, like, they do what they want. And yet people still tried to twist this. So it's like, how can I make this HYBE's fault? Like, I really hate it when people do that shit where they try and frame criticisms of the boys as criticisms of HYBE. And it's like, you're not criticizing HYBE, you're criticizing the boys, because they decided to do that, not HYBE. They said that they wanted to do that, not HYBE. So, like, be about it and criticize the members if that's really what you're gonna do. Like, people are too afraid to, like, say that they disagree with the members' personal decisions, and so instead they act like they're criticizing the company, when in reality they're just criticizing the boys. But yeah, so I just wanted to mention that because, like, fucking K-armies, man. And like, we talked about this on live a couple of days ago and how people were trying to be like, you know, if you criticize K-armies, you're racist or whatever. It was so fucking stupid. And frankly, I don't want to talk about it too much longer. So yeah, that's all I want to say about that. Like I said, a lot of y'all are mantis. Like, a lot of y'all are mantis. You really, really are. Like, you claim not to be until they do something that you disagree with. So whatever. But yeah, so that's all for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.